We ready? Fridge is off.
We're good.
All right, hold on to your wigs. This is Mark Bonde. How do I start shit?
You say Paisley Nights. This is Paisley Nights.
Yeah. There we go. Sorry. It's weird, just you and me, right? Yeah.
We haven't done this for a while.
Yeah. We'll be fine.
Or we won't.
Oh, we won't. Whatever, dude. We got time. All right. Here we go. This is Paisley Nights. I am Mark Bonde here with my co-host
DJ Dudley D.
And we are chronicling the days of Wild, talking about all things Paisley Park, all about Prince and the Minneapolis scene. He did all kinds of stuff back in the day and opened up the doors to his building, and there was a bunch of folks that went out there again and again and again. So we want to share those stories and put them on wax, get people into the booth, if you will, and have them tell us what happened to them at Paisley Park. How did Prince impact their lives? What did it look like? And we got a few in the can. We put them out to the street, and what do you think, Dustin?
I mean, the feedback's been amazing so far. People are listening, and they seem to like it. So
yeah, did you think people would like it? I mean, because I was unsure.
Fingers were crossed.
It's fascinating though. We got some really good feedback. I mean, a lot of shares, a lot of people talking.
You guys like us?
Yay! So we're coming back. It's Prince's birthday when this is getting dropped. June 7th, 2019. So we're coming back. We got a little wind at our sails. We got some followers on Facebook at our Facebook page. How can they find us on Facebook?
Facebook is just Paisley Nights. Search Paisley Nights, and our Twitter is Paisley_Nights. And then you're probably listening to us either on the Podbean app where we host all of our stuff, or Apple Podcast, or Spotify, or Google Play. We're everywhere now.
We are everywhere. We've gotten out there. It took us a little bit to get rolling. We initially launched it. We didn't have all those things set up, but we got them in, and we 5 for 5 on the Apple Podcast scene. 5 for 5. 14 people.
14 people.
5 for 5. So if you are listening to us on Apple Podcast, hook us up with a 5-star rating, put a comment, tell the people, share it.
Yep.
We're trying to get some folks, and hit that subscribe button too. We want to get them subscribers up because we're going to be dropping episodes more consistently here. We wanted to get a bunch to the street, get some feedback, understand kind of what was good, what was bad, etc. And now we into round 2.
We're just learning as we go.
Yeah, thousands of listeners, right? We got tons and tons of people listening to this thing. We're building momentum. We worldwide, right?
We are. We can track where people listen to us. So we see you.
We see you, Dudley. Where were you last week?
Last week I was in France.
Doing what?
I was there for a friend's 40th birthday party. We were in Burgundy. We rented I went there thinking I was going to a castle, and found out it's actually a chateau.
A chateau. Sounds awesome. But while you were there, you spun some records in Paris?
I hooked up with Rafi over in Paris. He kind of runs the fan club over there. I did something a few years ago when I was there, and I met him actually back in 2001, I think, or 2002 at one of the celebrations. And we've just kept in contact. So I did my Dance Electric party over there for all of the Paris fans, and it was so fun.
Dude, why was it fun? What was awesome about the people of Paris?
I mean, they just get down. They just don't stop dancing. I mean, they, like most people, they know all the lyrics, and they know the breakdowns, and the cuts run deep, and they just do not stop partying.
And you told some people about the podcast there, because I saw some folks hit us up from Paris, so that the numbers are going up.
Thank you for listening, and thank you for coming out to the party. The Dance Electric 5, Alexa de Paris, was awesome.
And we worldwide. I mean, we Dudley will travel, so hook us up.
Let's go.
Let's look for some gigs, If you want to reach out, what was that email address to get a hold of us?
The email address is PaisleyParkStories@gmail.com.
Word. So if you want to get a hold of us, whether you want to book DJ Dudley D for the most amazing Prince night ever, I mean, he brings the hits, he brings all kinds of awesomeness, because he DJ'd at Paisley Park for how many years?
Oh, I mean, it was off and on for 20 years.
Off and on for 20 years.
Yeah.
So tell us about the first time you got the call to DJ at Paisley Park.
Oh, I was working at a tobacco shop in Callan Square. Everybody knows that song.
Yeah.
Take Me There
Take
if you
me-
care. Callan Square. I was working at a tobacco shop called Golden Leaf, and I was working there and trying to make money to buy records and be a DJ is what my passion was. And obviously we had been going out to Paisley Park, and Brother Jules was DJing out there. And at one point, Prince was going to try and open up the Paisley Park as like a regular nightclub every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And they were basically taking mixtape submissions. So I made a mixtape, and I gave it to Brother Jules, and he knew me from the record store and where I bought my records at Wide Angle Records.
Wide Angle, Nicollet.
46 in Nicollet, small little tiny place, but that's where you got all the jams
With the big booming speakers. They
Yes.
just boom, boom, boom. The things are just
they
moving.
preview all. You could listen to anything you wanted to before you bought it, and they would turn it up, and it was just a
What was
experience.
that? What was that? Robert? Was it Robert?
Yeah, Robert.
Shout out to Robert if he's listening. 'Cause
Yeah.
That dude would drop that needle on the record. It was just fantastic.
That was so fun.
I was not DJing. I was just the roll dog.
Yep.
I carried records.
So anyways, I was working at Golden Leaf, and before cell phones. So on the mixtape, it had my home phone number to my parents' house. I was still living with my parents. And all of a sudden the phone rang, and I'm like, Golden Leaf Tobacco. And it was my dad. And my dad's like, there's a brother... a brother called for you. And I'm like, what? And he's like, a brother? And I'm like, Brother Jules? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, he's wondering if you can DJ at Paisley tonight. And I was like, yeah,
shaking in your boots.
I'm going anyways.
Yeah. You know what's funny is I don't remember like the hypeness, because I'm sure I drove you out there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't have a car. You were my chauffeur.
Chauffeur.
And my record crate carrier.
Rocking an '87 Honda LXI, had all the fancy bells and whistles.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my first time DJing at Paisley Park, and I remember specifically I was mixing two vinyl records together, because there was no digital stuff at that time. There was no Serato. Everything was vinyl, or, occasionally a CD Prince would bring up of something unreleased. But I was mixing Erotic City into Kiss, or Kiss into Erotic City, one of the two. But I was blending those two together, and I was up at the top of the MPG Music Club. It was up the stairs, so I was all the way up there by myself. And as I'm, trying to fit the groove and make sure everything's on beat, all of a sudden I see out of the corner of my eye, it's Prince.
Oh, wow.
And
What happened then?
he leans over to me and he's like, is this Jules' mix? Because this was at the time that Brother Jules was either working or had released the Remix Experience, the first one.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear him. So I was like, huh?
Wasn't that the one thing you weren't supposed to say?
Don't say what to Prince. Like, just, pay attention. Anyway, so I'm sitting here in the mix concentrating, and he's like, is this Jules' mix? And I didn't hear him, so I was like, what? He's like, is this Jules' mix? And I said, no. And he goes, you're mixing this? And I said, yep. He said, cool. And then disappeared.
Just gone?
Yeah. That was it.
You think he was like, oh, that's on point, right? He thought it was Jules' mix, so he thought it was like done up in some lab somewhere, but here you are spinning it on the fly.
On the live tip.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
It was awesome.
I mean, and then you started going out there most weeks, right? I mean, you pretty much you and Jules were doing that for a while, right?
Yeah, because Brother Jules was doing the nightclub stuff.
Yeah.
So he couldn't get out there. Parties would start at 1, and the clubs are closing at 1. So he couldn't get out there right away. So basically he would call me and have me come out and DJ until he got there.
Yeah, and since this is Paisley Nights, let's just hit this for 1 second here. Paisley Nights, we are talking to people that have been going out to Paisley Park for decades, right? And depending on the era that they went would kind of depend on the era of when these parties were starting.
Yep.
But if you old school, like Dudley and I, if you old school, parties were starting at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
And when they say 1 o'clock in the morning that they were starting, what they really mean is parties were starting around 1:45 to 2 a.m.
Right.
Like, I mean, they rarely open the doors at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Rarely. I mean, and there would be lines of people. I mean, it depends on the evening, right? Sometimes there'd be lines of people. Sometimes there'd just be, if it was less announced, there wouldn't be quite the same volume.
Yeah, it'd be a dozen people in line waiting to get in.
Yeah, and then the doors would open, and then depending on kind of what was happening, performance, just a dance party.
Yeah.
It was all kinds of different. Sometimes there'd be videos that were shown. So it was all kinds of different experiences that would happen depending on when. And that didn't mean like when there was kind of more formal concerts, like we were talking to Dion Anderson in episode 4. We were talking about the Days of Wild and her singing on that track. I went back and listened to it. It was fantastic. You could totally hear her voice. Like that was like a bigger performance. It was done in the main sound stage, and there was probably 1,000 people there, maybe more. I mean, it was packed that night. And that show started at a more reasonable hour, like 9-10 o'clock at night, and it was announced on the radio. And so
then you got to get there even earlier because there's going to be people. Lots of people.
So there's a ton of variation in the types of parties that Prince would have and the number of people that Prince would have and how much he would charge. Sometimes you're paying $7 to get in. Sometimes it's $20. Sometimes later on it was $50 or $100. So it depends on.
Sometimes it was free.
Sometimes it was free. Can you imagine that? One of the greatest artists in history, celebrated around the world, right? Known around the world, and he would just come on out. No charge.
Come on out. The DJ is going to play for an hour, hour and a half, and then the band's going to play for 45 an hour, and then the DJ is going to play for another hour, and it's on me.
It's on me. We're just doing this thing. So, I mean, I think that's setting some context for where these stories sit in, right? We want to make sure we're kind of filling out the gaps and the details of what this experience was all about and kind of telling it through various lenses, etc. And I think the first 3 interviews, we had Bill on first. I mean, that was a marathon.
Bill, episode 2.
Episode 2, Bill Winsell. And, I think with Bill, I feel like that dude's just got more.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely coming back.
Yeah, he's just got more. I mean, you see Prince 300 times over 4 decades.
Yep.
And he was always into him, right? That's interesting to me, too. No falling out, no time that he didn't like Prince, just rolling.
And I think, too, these episodes are going to kind of take a different turn as far as, like, what people know. Because when we first interviewed these people, they had no idea what was happening.
Yeah.
And shots going out to my cat, if you can hear him, Mr. Worldwide. It's
Mr. Worldwide.
He's in the building. He's always curious. So anyways, like, now we're bringing people in to interview them, and they've listened to these podcasts before, so they kind of have some idea of what's going on. But before, it was just, deer in headlights. Like, we were just like, come on over, and we're going to hit record, and we're just going to talk.
Yeah, and I mean, hopefully we keep that vibe a little bit. I'm guessing people come with a little more notes and stuff, a little more planning as to what
we're going to keep it organic. We're going to keep it organic, though.
Yeah, we want to keep it fresh. And then episode 4, we had Dion. And Dion, I mean, we used to fight for that spot at Paisley Park for the 1, 2, 3, 4 spot of who was getting in the door first.
Right.
And, so it's interesting, the impact, I mean, for a couple of white kids from South Minneapolis, meeting 2 black women, like the racial barriers, etc., all that kind of modern day society and the stuff that gets walls that get put up.
Yep.
Prince was really, Paisley Park was not just the building, but this idea that, like, hey, we can break down these barriers that exist around us. And I think that cultural element and kind of those barriers being broken down, our relationship with Dion and Tia is emblematic of that, right? Just like, hey, we're learning something new, we're connecting, we're vibing at this different level, and essentially relationships are forming in the process.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is the vibe. Prince is setting the vibe, and if you can't get with it, then you got major issues.
Yeah, and I think people did get with it, right? Because, dude, there was people from literally all walks of life. Like, whatever you were into or doing, like, folks were coming from all different places, old, young, black, white. Like, it was definitely a diverse group of people.
Definitely.
And I think that lended itself, right, to kind of the whole Prince vibe. If you went to Prince concerts just wherever you're at in the world, I mean, Prince was always bringing folks out, man. Bringing folks out. Like, it was never just a monolithic crowd. It was always diverse and multifaceted. And, I mean, he was telling parents to bring their kids, right, as the 2000s rolled out. He's like, parents, bring your kids. I'm not cursing no more. Bring them out.
Right, for sure.
Because you didn't have to worry about that, right?
Yeah, definitely. And at Paisley Park, too, at the end, too, it was like, bring your kids out here. And, like, I mean, that's one thing I do regret is not having the chance to bring my daughter out there. But, such is life.
Yeah, it's disappointing. I look at my kids, and they are young still, right? And he died when they were younger, obviously. And dude, I wish, right? Because it's just like such an important part of our life that it's like, how do we impart this to them? And I mean, the music kind of does it, right? We can teach through the music, we can teach through the stories. I was thinking about it the other day, and this podcast is part of that, right? Like when the kids grow up, like they can plug this in and be like, all right, let's hear Dad talk about like what he used to do and what happened out there.
Yeah, for sure. The other day, my daughter asked me, "What's your least favorite Prince song?" And I just gave her that Prince look. You know that gif.
Yeah, I know that gif. You didn't name one?
No.
Oh man, that Viking song he did, man. Oh.
I forgot about that.
Oh, that Viking song he did. Oh, that was like the worst Prince song ever. And people be like, "Oh, he released that Viking song. Did you hear it?" I was like, "Oh yeah." I seriously, I think I listened to that thing twice.
I forgot about that.
Oh.
I'll make sure to let her know that's my least favorite Prince song. That is the
worst Prince song ever. And then he releases the song, right? Because he's at the game. We win the game before, and then it's like the NFC Championship. We're going to New Orleans, and dude. That song.
What's the name of the song? Do you know?
I don't know. It's got like all kinds of references to things other than the Vikings. So he was kind of playing with the words there.
Huh.
So,
I'll have to listen to that
again.
Oh,
yeah. That is my least favorite song. If you like that song, seriously, what's up with that? Yeah, but for the kids, I think it's good. Like that, like when it's all said and done, I mean, history matters, the legacy matters. I feel like we're trying to like press on a vision and a dream and something that Prince did that wasn't widely known. I think everyone knows that Prince is good. Prince is like the greatest musician. He's a musician's musician.
Yep.
All the famous people are like, "Oh, I'm loving on this dude," right? And then here he is just hanging out in Chanhassen, rolling with folks like us.
Yeah, just everyday people.
Yeah, and I think he's impacting our lives, right? Like, dude, I don't know. Like, I look at like my friendship networks and things I do today, and shoot, you look at my Facebook feed, man. It's just all Prince all day long, right?
Right.
Like I just can't imagine life without Prince. And I'm not like just like dropping the needle every day on every record, but it's just like a permanent presence of this music.
Yeah, it's constant
every day, and you can't get rid of it. Right, so the impact's deep, and I think he shifted, my worldview. He taught me a lot of things. He set a trajectory for life of who I am, and it's one of those figures that, like, you can't reimagine it, right? Like, and you definitely can't go back and undo it. Like, it's just like done.
It's there.
It's just there forever. I mean, can you imagine life without Prince D?
I have no idea what I would be doing, actually.
Do you think your DJ career would have been the same?
Definitely not.
What was it about your DJ career that shifted having worked for him? Because you weren't doing a lot of club gigs at that point, right?
No,
you were DJing at the fraternity.
Yeah, I was DJing at your fraternity, and I was just kind of getting into the club thing. I mean, I was really the early days of Paisley Park, I was cutting my teeth, and I knew how to beat match and whatnot, but I was learning how to move the crowd, how to keep the crowd, entertained and keep them moving.
Yeah.
And just really a rookie.
Yeah, just green, very, very green,
Yeah.
right? But you think was it the experiences at Paisley Park or the exposure of Paisley Park that kind of just said, "Hey, I'm doing this on like." Were you aware that you were? Were you aware that you were doing it on the level that you were doing it on? Like, were you like, dude, I'm DJing at Paisley Park. Prince is like, hey, Erotic City and Kiss is this Jules' mix. Were you? Did you know what was happening to you?
No, not really. I mean, I was, like you said, I was super green, and I was just getting immersed in the music, learning the history of music too. That was a big part about it, and obviously, I mean, I knew I was working for Prince, and that was something huge. But I think it wasn't really until I was like actually touring with him that it was like, oh man, like this is
the real deal.
Yeah, this is bigger than I could have even imagined.
Because when's the first tour? 2001. Because you're Funky Bald Heads.
Yep, in the Funky Bald Heads. Yeah, we were touring around, opening up for Prince, and I would DJ to open up the show and
Funky like a,
and then
Baldhead.
And then after Prince would perform, as there was a part too. We would always play. There was a song we had called "Passing Her Name."
Yeah.
And we'd be performing that song, and then Prince would come out on the chorus.
Yeah.
And I just remember the first time he did that, I didn't even know he was coming out, and I didn't even see him because I was so into what I was doing. And all of a sudden, I just heard the crowd erupt.
Wow. Wow.
And this is the first time they see Prince that night.
Yeah.
They're there for the Prince concert. They're just seeing some new independent band that they have no idea about.
Yeah, you guys are rocking it.
And we're trying to do our thing and warm up the crowd. And the first time, it was just like all of a sudden, like, what's going? Wait, what? And then I looked over, and he comes, and there he is on stage, and the whole place is just losing their minds.
And you're like, and I am here, dude, just right here DJing.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Funky Bald Heads, the lead singer, we got to give a shout out to Devious. Devious, you'll remember from the Daisy Chain video. If you didn't know who the Funky Bald Heads were, check out the Daisy Chain video. I think it's on the Prince page.
Yeah, Devious is he's the rapper, and then the lead singer was Kit Blackshire.
Yeah.
But shout out to Devious because we have a new logo now.
New logo, putting it up there. This is a good transition right here. New logo, dropping it today, June 7th, 2019.
Yep, and shout out to Devious for designing that logo for us. He does a lot of the Prince-related artwork for me. Like to just keep it in the family, and I'm pretty sure he enjoys it himself. So check him out at David Made It. That's his information. You can search that and find him. But yeah.
The new logo. What do y'all think of the new logo? Give us some comments on the new logo. You like it? Because we're going to do some T-shirts, I think.
We are.
Let's do some T-shirts. We're going to do some T-shirt giveaways. You can buy a T-shirt. We're making things happen here on Paisley Nights.
Yeah.
So, as you're doing these, you're doing the tours, and then Prince asks you for, like, actual like mixes as part of the NPG Music Club, right?
Yep.
So he's just like, hey, do this mix for me, and then like, I mean, throughout the career, right? You're doing your last mix that you did for him was for Baltimore?
For the Baltimore benefit concert, I guess it was.
The Baltimore, was it benefit? Yeah, I guess that was, because what was going on? It was the Freddie Gray.
Yep. Baltimore was just out of control, and I guess Prince. Well, there was a party at Paisley Park. And
the Dance Rally for Peace.
And I didn't really plan this out, but it just kind of came organically as I was DJing. But I played a couple songs before he hit the stage that were politically motivated and whatnot.
His songs, right?
Yep. And then I played Peace.
Yep.
After he was done.
In race,
yeah. And then the next day. Kirk hit me up, and he said that Prince would like me to make a mix of his music that is, I mean, how do you say it?
More socially justice oriented.
Yeah, and just like, matches like what he's going to Baltimore and do.
Yeah. So,
and then he was going to play that as the crowd was coming in.
He did play that as the crowd was coming in.
Yeah, he did play that. And we actually went back and forth on it. I made like a first version, and then sent it to him, and then he sent me some notes back to change some stuff and add some stuff, take something out, change some stuff around, and sent him another version, and he liked it, and it played.
Nice. What was on that? Give us a couple of the tracks.
Radical Man, Sign of the Times, Dear Mr. Man. The mix is actually up on my SoundCloud.
Oh, really? What's the SoundCloud?
It's just DJ Dudley D. If you go to SoundCloud, search DJ Dudley D, and it's the Baltimore mix.
That's fantastic.
So,
check
it out.
I mean, he's asking you for mixes, and I love that dance rally for peace too. That was just a great show.
Yeah.
He's talking about his North Minneapolis roots. He's on stage. He's just like, Penn and Plymouth. He's giving shouts out to his entire roots, which is fantastic. And for for Minneapolis, it's just like that dude was always connected, right? And I think you look at like Baltimore, he's shaped by the reality of growing up, in North Minneapolis, and like it's fusing into him, and it never leaves him over the course of his career. It's fantastic.
It's part of his foundation.
And that show, I mean, it was a big success. He had Freddie Gray's mom out there, and Dougie Fresh showed up, and he had a bunch of other stars that came out and jammed with him, and dude, it was a real deal, and kind of bringing calm to the city as the curfews lifted.
Yeah. He should have just asked me to go mix that live, though.
Dude, I'm telling you, that would have been where it's at, So, I mean, you carry it out throughout the career. You start there, you roll there, and, I think that the trajectory was fantastic. We're different because Prince was, right? And I think that's what we're going to get into with these interviews some more is, why are you different because of who Prince was? What did he mean to you? What does he mean to your life? And I think even as listeners that weren't part of the Paisley Park scene, like I run into people all the time that are impacted by his life, right?
Yep.
And they are changed by the music. They're changed and inspired by him, right? Whether you ever got to meet him, whether you got to see him live. And I think he's going to do that for, generations to come. So I'm excited about the next episodes. I'm excited we're back on. We're going to be releasing these things more consistently. Make sure you like us. Make sure you share it. Tell your friends about it because we want to get this stuff out there.
Yeah.
It's exciting times. We're going to be dropping some more episodes real quick, so listen, like us on Facebook, share. What I miss, D?
I don't know. I mean, we don't really have a format.
Yeah, we there. All right. We appreciate all y'all listeners sticking with us through this episode. This is Paisley Nights. We are chronicling the days of wild. My name is Mark Bonde with my co-host,
DJ Dudley D.
We out of here. Peace and
be wild.